Hey everybody, welcome on into another video. My name is Ty, and you've clicked on the Living Deadwax YouTube channel. And I wanted to do another video for a while, and I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Let's do a top 10 of 2025. And then I'm like, man, I really didn't listen to that much music this year. Man, can I even do a top 10? And then I started looking at what was released, and I'm like, actually, this year was actually not too bad for releases. And when I sat down and thought about it, I'm like, yeah, there was a lot of records that actually stuck with me. Some years are better than others. Sometimes they're just in one ear, out the other. Especially as you get older, more responsibilities, like stuff just sticks with you less, and then you just go back to kind of the old classics. It's kind of the slump I fall into sometimes, especially when life gets busy. It's like, you know, I don't do a lot of active listening sometimes, or if I'm busy with other hobbies or families, stuff like that. And I don't know. I wasn't feeling too hyped about this year looking back. And now I'm like, actually, this year was pretty good. And my top three are records that I played quite a bit since they have come out. And that's pretty good. That's more than I can say for most years, to be honest with you. So yeah, if you like this type of stuff, thanks for sticking around with me and subscribing. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. Comment down below. Let me know your favorite records of 2025. Most of this stuff is going to be metal. That's kind of what you're going to see on this channel, but I listen to a lot of hard rock, classic rock, synthwave, some punk sometimes too. So it's kind of a mixture, but most of the time my top 10 lists are going to be mostly metal outside of like a few choices or like metal adjacent stuff. So anyways, guys, let's get into it. So I've got two honorable mentions, and I just want to get them out of the way, really. One I really enjoyed. One I enjoyed, but not so much. The one that I really enjoyed was Black Braid with Black Braid 3, their third full-length album. Native American influenced black metal out of the U.S., basically a one-man project. I've talked about them on the channel before. Black Braid 2, I really enjoyed. And this record I really, really liked. I don't own it physically. I do need to pick it up and order it on Bandcamp. But I really, really enjoyed it from what I listened to. I just didn't spend enough time with it to feel comfortable and put it in my top 10. But really dug it. They're kind of a overhyped black metal band, but I don't care. I don't give a shit. Listen to whatever you want to listen to. They make good music. It's pretty interesting. I like the Native American themes. Fused with black metal. It's a cool concept. If you're into summoning, Kaladin Brood, that type of black metal, Black Braid is for you. You'll probably enjoy Black Braid. The next one I want to talk about, just to kind of like vent about, is the new Behemoth, The Shit of God, which is absolutely one of the worst album titles ever. The album itself is fine. My problem with Behemoth right now, and I've loved Behemoth for 20 years now, my problem with Behemoth and recent Behemoth is we're getting into the samey territory. Like when the band came back after Nergal's leukemia went into remission and they did The Satanist, that album was huge. It was kind of a tonal shift. They added some more progressive elements, more melodic elements into the music. Still very heavy, but kind of back to their black metal roots as well. And every record since then has just been basically a derivative of The Satanist. And it is what it is. The bands should stick to what they're good at. There's plenty of bands in my top 10 list that I like when they just do similar things. But Behemoth, I'm just getting burnt out on, to be honest with you, which kind of sucks. Like, I own a ton of Behemoth records up here, and I'm just like, man, I want them to go back to like a Demigod or the Apostasy, that type of sound, just once, maybe just a little bit. But anyways, yeah, those are my two honorable mentions. So not many, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about those two. So number 10, let's go with some German thrash. Let's go with Sodom with The Arsonist. Really cool album. If you're familiar with Sodom, they're not breaking the mold here. Again, I was kind of giving Behemoth shit for not breaking the mold, but with a band like this, I want to know what I'm getting into, and I don't want them to experiment. Like kind of like Motorhead or AC/DC. Like, it's good comfort food. That's what this list is to me. It's a really good comfort food music. It's just like, I can always go back to these bands and count on them. But The Arsonist is a really good record. It's probably the most recent Sodom record that stuck with me, like through multiple listenings. A lot of the times I listen to these new albums by new albums by older legacy thrash bands, and they're just in one ear out the other. Like I just, I'm okay. I'll listen to it once, and I'm never going to go back to that. Especially with Spotify, that's another whole argument too. Spotify makes it harder to just like really get into music anymore. Honestly, like it's the best thing in the world and also the worst thing in the world. But anyway, Sodom, The Arsonist, really good album. If you're into thrash metal and you've never heard Sodom, check them out. They're definitely heavier than like your American counterparts. But all the German bands, Destruction, Creator, Sodom, Tankard, really good stuff. And Sodom, Creator, Destruction too had an album. I haven't listened to it yet. That came out this year, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Sodom is still killing it after all these years. And this is a really good record. Check it out if you're into thrash or if you have fallen off on Sodom and haven't listened to them in years. Next up is a band I absolutely adore. It's kind of basically a side project, but to be honest with you, they aren't really doing anything with the main band, and that is the Night Flight Orchestra. I've talked about them on this channel before. This is Give Us the Moon. What a great album cover. You can always count on them to have really cool album covers. They are a throwback to like arena rock, AOR stuff. Like ELO, Journey, that type of stuff. They're a throwback to like 70s disco. Definitely hear some ABBA influence in there as well. So yeah, check out the Night Flight Orchestra. Give Us the Moon. They have a lot of cool records. I think this is like their 5th or 6th full length. And yeah, it's the guys from Soilwork doing like a 70s basically kind of tribute band, but honestly, I hear more about this band than I do Soilwork anymore. I'm not a huge Soilwork fan, but I hear more about Night Flight Orchestra. And this is right up my alley. I love ELO. I love Journey. I love ABBA. I love that 70s era of like pop music and rock, like radio rock stuff. So yeah, check this out. Night Flight Orchestra. Really good album. Give Us the Moon. All right, let's keep it moving with number 8. And that's Glenn Hughes with Chosen, his newest solo album. This is a really good record, man. If you're into Black Country Communion, if you're into any of Glenn Hughes' stuff with like Deep Purple, Glenn still sounds absolutely amazing. It's absolutely crazy how good that guy still sounds at his age. He shouldn't sound that good, especially considering all the extracurriculars that guy has done in his life. He's absolutely insane. This record is full of great bass licks. He's a bass player too, so obviously the bass is going to be featured prominently. Really good rock, hard rock, blues-based record, man. If you're into Zeppelin, Black Country Communion, that type of stuff, this is right up your alley. Chosen. Really, really cool song. I liked My Alibi as well. There's a really, really cool bunch of cool songs. Come and Go was a good song. Voice in My Head. Yeah, there was like 4 or 5 tracks on here. I'm like, damn, this is really good. But Chosen was the one that stuck out to me the most. But yeah, check it out if you're into Black Country, Led Zeppelin, bluesy, hard rock stuff, or just Glenn Hughes in general, because the guy still sounds great. Alrighty, number 7. Let's get some German power metal going. Kind of a German theme on here. I didn't realize that. There's actually 3 German bands in here. Crazy. Anyway, Primal Fear with Domination, their newest album. German power metal. Kind of derivative of Halloween, but they kind of put their own spin on it, I should say. I'm not a huge Primal Fear fan. I like a lot of the bigger songs, but this record is really solid, top to bottom. And I kind of fell off of the band and haven't listened to the last like 4 or 5 records. But this one, it stuck with me for sure. I Am the Primal Fear. That's a cool song. Tears of Fire is a really cool song. Eden is a really cool song. There's some good ballads on here. It's an absolutely stellar record, man. And I say check them out if you're into any type of power metal. Ralph Shepard's the lead singer, still sounds amazing. They rip on this album. I highly suggest it. Primal Fear with Domination. Alrighty. moving on. Let's go to number 6. This is a record that completely caught me off guard. One Mr. Alex Lifeson from Rush, my favorite band of all time, was on Sea of Tranquility, and Pete Pardo was interviewing him, and I'm like, oh, I gotta check this out. That's really cool for Pete. Let me watch this interview, see what's going on with Alex. And then I knew of this band, but after hearing Alex talk about this new record, I'm like, I gotta give it a shot. So pulled it up on Spotify, absolutely adored it. But that's Envy of None. So this is Alex's kind of a new band. Hopefully this doesn't get completely shelved with Rush coming back. But yeah, Envy of None. This is their second album, and Alex obviously plays guitar on this. If you're looking for Rush, this isn't Rush. I really dig this record. Really good female vocals by Maya Wynn. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's absolutely excellent. What a great voice. Very contemporary sounding. Her voice sounds like it should be on pop radio right now. This record, though, strikes me as kind of like a weird 90s sounding album, to be honest with you. Those are the vibes that I get. The Story is absolutely my favorite song. I listen to that song a lot on Spotify. It was definitely up there on my Spotify Wrapped. But yeah, Envy of None. Really cool album. Check it out. Hot pink vinyl. And Alex is kind of understated on this record. It's not like ripping solos like Rush or crazy leads or anything, but he's kind of just riding underneath everything, and he just adds really nice, colorful textures to everything. And he's just such an excellent player. Anything the Rush guys do, I will always support. They're just excellent musicians, and yeah, I'm always down for checking stuff out that they do. And I was pleasantly surprised with Envy of None, that Stygian Waves. Check it out if you're a Rush fan and you were kind of like, I don't know. But don't go into it expecting Rush. That's where you're going to go wrong. If you go into it expecting Rush, you are not going to be happy. But yeah, we are in top 5 now. So these kind of top 5, the previous 5 kind of weren't ranked, but I would say these next 5 are definitely ranked. So let's go with Ghost with their newest album, Skeleta. This is the indie record store exclusive on Violet vinyl. So pretty cool pressing. And I know Ghost is kind of this controversial band, I guess. You know, they're overrated. They're too rated. People talk about them too much. Kids and girls like them, so we can't like them anymore. They're not heavy enough, blah, blah, blah. I've been with Ghost literally since the beginning. I remember being on Metal Archives when they played their first show over here in North America, and I believe that was Maryland Death Fest. And I remember seeing the pictures and seeing the hype, and then finding out about the first record, Opus Eponymous, and just the amount of like kind of hype and intrigue that went with the band. And that first record is probably a top 10 to top 20 album for me. I absolutely adore it. I understand if Ghost isn't your cup of tea, but I absolutely respect the hell out of Ghost, because there's not many bands that play rock music with guitars that have gotten as big as they have. They really don't exist anymore. And I give my hat is off to Tobias and the juggernaut that he has created, because they headline arenas in the United States. That's absolutely insane. I saw them play on their second North American tour to about like 300 people here in Phoenix. And now they're playing arenas. Last time they came through here, I didn't even go because I'm like, tickets are too much money. I spent on average like $15 to $30 to see Ghost from the rail. And I'm like, I can't spend that much money to see them in arena. But good on them, man. Good on them. They're keeping this shit alive. And you may not like Ghost, but Ghost is a gateway band for a lot of people. And that keeps the shit moving, keeps it alive, keeps it handing off to the younger generations. And they'll find out who Tobias was influenced by, and so on and so forth. So props to them. This record, I think, is probably their best record in a long time. I would say, for me, I would say probably since Meliora. But probably, I want to do a Ghost ranking. Me and my wife have talked about doing it. So I would probably say at least the last 2 or 3 records, this is probably my favorite record. It kind of mixes all the different aspects of Ghost. You have like the VOC influence, and you have kind of the more pop and disco influences, and more metal kind of influences, all just rolled into one. Super good record. They kill it, man. They kill it every time. And I give them props. Tobias does what he wants to do, and he knows how to market that and make money. And honestly, what they've done is absolutely insane. So props to Ghost. Anytime they release a new record, I'm going to buy it and pick it up. It might not be my favorite record of all time, but I will support them probably to the end. So there we go. Next up, number 4, another band that has stuck with me for a very long time. Since 2008, I saw them on Ozfest. That's All That Remains. This is their new record, Anti-Fragile. If you like metalcore, Killswitch Engage, Shadows Fall, that whole New England metalcore scene from the late 90s, early 2000s, All That Remains is for you. If you're into that scene, you probably already know who they are, but maybe you didn't know they had a new record. They kind of went away for a little bit. This is self-released. Absolutely banger of a record. I loved it. I've spun this a ton. It was in multiple songs were in my Spotify Wrapped. It just hit that itch, which what I was saying about comfort food or like comfort music. It caught me at the right time where I'm like, this is perfect. This is like an old shoe. It's just nice and warm. And it fits like a glove. So yeah, I really enjoyed All That Remains, Anti-Fragile. Yeah, if you want to check out any type of metalcore, I suggest check out All That Remains or Killswitch. Killswitch had a new record this year, but I didn't check it out. I've kind of fallen off and on with Killswitch. All That Remains, I will always support. I love Phil. And yeah, just a great record, and highly recommend this. It comes in at number 4 for me. All right. So we are in the top 3. So these are definitely in order going forward. Next up, the only really like non-metal or metal adjacent album, and that is The Midnight with Syndicate. If you don't know anything about The Midnight, they are a basically synthwave band. So 80s themed synthwave, lots of keyboards, lots of synth, as in the title of the genre. And they're one of the best going, for sure. I've loved everything they've ever done. And this record, to me, is possibly one of their best records. They add multiple different female vocalists to it to add a different layer with Tyler's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tyler's vocals. And it's just a great record. If you're into 80s type music or new wave type of stuff, check The Midnight out. If you're into like 80s soundtracks or 80s like video games or early 90s video games type of soundtracks, check this out. Just great music to drive around to with the windows down and like a cool like autumn night. It's perfect. It's the best. Midnight with Syndicate. Absolutely adore it. It was definitely deserves to have a spot in my top 3 this year. I've spun it a ton. All right. Now we're in a nut cutting time. The top 2 records for me for 2025. Obviously, this is my opinion. You are free to have your own opinion down in the comment section below. Next up was a record that I kind of like saw mixed things on when it came out, and I'm like, I don't really understand what's mixed. This record rips. It's one of the best records they've done in a long time. Something that actually stuck with me when, like I said previously, a lot of records by legacy bands in one ear, out the other. I'm just like, man, I'll just go back to the old albums. But this one stuck with me. Spun it a ton earlier this year when it came out, and it stuck with me. It had staying power. That's Dream Theater with Parasomnia. It's like, how do I pronounce it again? Yeah, Parasomnia. Mike Portnoy's back on drums. That was obviously a huge selling point of this record. Mike brings a ton to Dream Theater. Like it or not, Mangini is obviously an amazing drummer, but Portnoy just brings a ton. Like, he's an amazing musician. His knowledge of music and his love of music is second to none. And he loves Dream Theater. You can tell the band really means a lot to him. So him being back in the fold is really good. And I think he brings the best out in the other guys. And this record is great, man. It's 8 tracks, really good. mixed by Andy Sneap. So it sounds really good. One of the best productions on a Dream Theater record. I've liked it in a long time. Just really good songs, man. And Night Terror, 9 minutes, 55 seconds, absolutely awesome. A Broken Man's a cool song. Dead Asleep, really cool song. Midnight Messiah. This whole record, top to bottom, it's 8 tracks. It's a long one, of course. Dream Theater, their progginess, it's going to get long, but it's a really solid record, man. And it came in at number 2. Like, when I thought about to do this list, I'm like, man, is this really it? And I'm like, I know some people didn't like this record, but I absolutely adored it. I'm glad Portnoy's back, and I can't wait till the follow-up to this. This is a stellar record, man. If you're kind of out on Dream Theater since Portnoy left and you haven't checked this out, check it out right away. Listen to it on Spotify or YouTube or what have you. And pick it up, man. Support these bands. Absolutely stellar record, though. Can't say enough about it. Number 1. Easily my number 1. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even a contest. This band has meant so much to me in the last probably 10 years or so. I've known about them longer, but like the last decade, I really just got into them and loved them. And then when they did their kind of reunion with the other lead singers, and I saw them live, like 3 or 4 years ago now, and going again in 2026 in Vegas. They're just on a roll, man. And I would say maybe this is one of the best 1-2 punches, the previous album and this album, they've ever done. There's one other 2 albums, one other set of 2 albums you could say. But yeah, anyway, Halloween, Giants and Monsters, got the CD and the vinyl here. Yeah, German power metal, another German band on the top 10 list. They're the OGs of German power metal. They basically invented the genre. And they're still killing it, man. And this current incarnation of the band is just so cool. With all 3 lead singers in the band, they play off each other so well. There's no giant egos. When you see them live, they have 3 songs with Kiski, and then they have 3 songs with Andy, and then they do a medley with Kai Hansen singing, and then they have songs where all of them are singing. It's absolutely awesome. These guys were able to put aside differences and like, let's do this. It's going to be cool for the fans. We're going to make a ton of money. And we're going to make some stellar freaking records too, man. That's the cool thing about it. It is not just a nostalgia act. Giants and Monsters is amazing. Halloween, the album that came before this, I don't know what I would put above each other. I honestly don't know which one I like more. They're just kind of 2 albums in my mind. Just kind of 2 albums put into one in my mind, I should say. But yeah, Halloween, Giants and Monsters, just what a stellar record. The production's great. The playing's great. The guys are having fun. Everybody sounds great. I can't wait to see them again in 2026. And what a stellar year for music. And like I said, at first I was like, man, there's not a lot of stuff out. There wasn't a lot of stuff that like stuck with me. And then I'm thinking about it, man, there was. There really actually was. And I guess it's not like a voluminous amount of stuff. Like there just wasn't a ton of albums, I should say. Because when I sat down to do my top 10, I'm like, yeah, these are the 10. These are the obvious 10. Outside of the couple honorables. But the albums in my top 5 especially are like all-timers for me. So I had a really good year in music. I don't know about everybody else. There's a lot of cool stuff allegedly coming out next year. So hopefully we see some cool releases. If you made it to the end of the video, hit the like button. You're already here. I would appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing also. Comment down below. Leave your top 10. Did you like any of these records? Did you hate any of these records? Am I stupid for liking this stuff? Did I have too much German stuff? Not enough Swedish stuff? Not enough American stuff? You let me know down below. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.